Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. In the context of the health crisis and economic crisis that it has caused, the administrations are launching aids for the self-employed and SMEs. Benalmádena City Council approved on their last plenary session new calling for some of their aids.
Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas and Commerce Councilman Javier Marín offered a press conference last week to announce a modification of the basis from the SMEs and self-employed aid created by the team government to fight the consequences of the health crisis in the municipality's productive fabric that was finally approved in the last plenary session. Although we are optimistic about the end of the pandemic after the arrival of the vaccine, as a local administration, we have to continue supporting the business and commercial fabric of the city in these difficult times. The objective of the modification of the basis is to facilitate access to the subsidies to our self-employed and micro SMEs. Navas also highlight residential rental aid, to which they will also carry a full modification. The modification of the basis of aid to promote residential rental seeks to facilitate access to long-term rental housing in Benalmádena, the price of which has skyrocketed as a result of the prevalence of tourist rental. Among these modifications, the minimum rental period will be reduced from 3 to 1 year for owners who want to benefit from these aids. The first mayor of the municipality stressed that the measures are part of the tax incentives strategy that the government team is carrying out. These tax incentives and aid to companies and families are part of the strategy launched by this government team, to which should be added employment and social intervention plans or public works to put all possible resources by the City Council to face the economic crisis derived from the pandemic. For his part, Marín valued the efforts of the government team to leave no one behind and stressed that the professional epigraphs have been expanded. We've changed the CNA epigraphs that will be eligible for the Reabre aid to include florists and street vendors. We have also modified the basis to establish that the beneficiaries must be up to date with the payment of their taxes at the time of the granting of the aid, also including a period of allegations so that they can catch up if they have any pending.
A project to expand the facilities is being carried out at the Anica Torres Participation Center. The new space will have a new plant as well as a new access and an open Japanese-style patio, among other things.
Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas, Third Age Councilwoman Irene Díaz, and Buildings Councilwoman María Isabel Ruiz visited last week the expansion works of the Anica Torres Active Participation Center, a project highlight demand by the municipality's elders.
Queríamos comprobar in situ.
This project was highly demanded by our seniors, as well as a commitment from this government team, with a satisfaction to see that today we're already responding that need. We took time to start these works due to the need and obligation to have the maximum administrative guarantees, but they are already a reality, and we plan that they will be complete by June of this year. Navas stressed that the work is progressing at a good pace.
Las obras avanzan a buen ritmo.
The works are progressing at a good pace and will be a reality shortly thanks to the effort of this government team. It was an urgent priority. 15 years ago, Benalmádena was a city of 40,000 inhabitants, but today it has almost twice as many inhabitants, so we need to double the available space to respond to the needs of our older, since our city already has around 13,000 pensioners. Díaz was very excited during the visit and stressed that with this intervention, they will make Anica Torres a reference center in the province.
Estoy muy emocionada
I'm very excited about the progress of the works, which give us a glimpse of how this center will be, which will become a benchmark for the province. We are already working on the specifications for the concession of the new bar, in addition to the recovery of the podiatry and hairdressing service. For her part, Ruiz has offered some details about the project and highlight the good progress of the works, announcing that if everything continues at a good pace, it is expected that they will be complete in June. We are very happy because the works are progressing at a good pace, despite the difficulties they have had in recent weeks as a result of the rainstorms. The elevation of the new plant that is going to be added to the center has already begun, which is the main improvement that this work will bring to the facilities, in addition to the opening of the stairwells.
The Ministry of Transports continues to execute the remodeling works at the 222-kilometer, a vital intervention for the development and growth of the municipality, saving time and troubles in the entry and exit of Benalmádena through the highway.
The works at the 222-kilometer began last week, the last phase of the project, and Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, attended us on Monday to value the development of this intervention of great importance for the municipality.
Ya veis que las obras del kilómetro 222...
As you can see, the work of the 222-kilometer advanced at a good pace, and they are already in their final phase. In our initial projections, we expect the work to be complete by October 2020, as it was the Ministry's commitment, always taking into account that there may be a margin of error of around 2 months as a consequence of what it means to launch a project of this size, where the traffic wasn't cut. But then the COVID appeared and the works had to slow down, causing the deadline to be moved to May 2021. The Ministry of Transport, Mobility and Urban Agenda is carrying out remodeling works of the Benalmádena East Junction on the AP7 in the province of Málaga, and now the road surface is going to be renewed of the trunk in both roads, the new braiding branches and the rest of the branches. This phase of the works will affect the traffic between kilometer points 221 plus 050 to 223 plus 490 of the AP7 from next Monday, making the necessary detours of the various phases. The phases that are carried out during daytime hours will maintain 2 traffic lanes in each direction, while in the phase for the renewal of the central lane, there will only be 1 traffic lane in each direction and will be carried out at night during weekends to minimize the effects of traffic.
Y vamos acometiendo precisamente esa última fase.
We are already undertaking the last phase with 2 complicated months ahead because the traffic lane will be reduced. All of this in order to put in service the tunnel and the roundabout that are placed just below the current highway. This will lead to the conditioning of the entry and exit roads. That will be the final part of the works, allowing the infrastructure to 100% operational. We are happy and satisfied. It has been an investment 11 million euros for a project that took a lot of effort to start, but thanks to the insistence of this government team, we are now near to see it finish. The remodeling of Benalmádena's East Junction of the toll-free section of the AP7 highway contemplate the modification of the current junction typology with the aim of improving its operation and solving existing capacity problems, adaptation of the entrance and exit branches of the same to the current regulations, the inclusion of additional braid lanes in the AP7 carriageways, between the aforementioned junction and the service stations located between kilometer points 223 and 224, and the adaptation of the connecting road between the new ring road and the Amber roundabout already on Benalmádena's urban center.
Emapesa keeps improving Benalmádena's water network, and last week they started to intervene on the deposit they have at Tajo de la Soga, an infrastructure that culminates the general infrastructure development plan drawn up 25 years ago.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, Emabesa CEO Joaquín Villazón, and its manager, Pedro del Campo, visited last week the deposit that the municipal company has at Tajo de la Soga, where construction works are being carried out, an intervention of vital importance for the improvement of the water supply in the municipality.
Hemos tardado desde el ayuntamiento casi.
This deposit has a capacity of 5,000 cubic meters and was created as a result of the urban development of the Tajo de la Soga sector. From the City Council, it has taken almost 15 years to formalize the transfer of this deposit due to difficulties of understanding between urban developers and the local administration, but one of the most important infrastructure in the field of water supply is finally put into operation in Benalmádena. Benalmádena's first mayor highlighted that the infrastructure is finally going to be put into operation and value the investment.
Hoy por hoy, existe un anillo.
Recovering this infrastructure to incorporate it into the municipal network is a consequence of our desire to guarantee the supply of water to all corners of Benalmádena. With the La Soga tank, we complete a circular circuit that communicates all the water tanks and allows, in the event of a breakdown in the Acosol network, to guarantee the supply for 3 days, thus putting an end to supply problems. For his part, Villazón emphasized the importance of this intervention. After years of negotiations, we have managed to include this deposit in the municipal network, something necessary since until now all the supply to Benalmádena Pueblo was carried out through wells. The situation of the wells has become more precarious over the years, so thanks to this work we close the cycle, and from this cistern we facilitate the supply to the people of all the water that comes to us from Río Verde. Del Campo, last one to intervene, stressed that with this intervention the General Infrastructure Development Plan, drawn up more than 25 years ago, is finally completed.
Con esta obra se culmina.
With this work, we complete the General Infrastructure Development Plan, connecting this 5,000 cubic meter deposit with the entire municipality network, obtaining a double benefit. Now the entire municipality can access all of our supply capacity since we can make connections between deposits. And also we have access to both the water from its own boreholes as well as Acosol, which means a complete guarantee of supply before any eventuality that may arise. The works are scheduled to end during February and it is expected to begin operations in March.
Last Friday, Costa del Sol Primary Care District Directorate announced a mass screening in our municipality that took place on Monday and received a visit from the municipality's mayor, Víctor Navas.
This week, Benalmádena was subject of one of the massive screening that Junta de Andalucía Health Department is organizing on different municipalities. Already on Friday, it was reported from the Costa del Sol Primary Care District Directorate that we had been chosen to carry out a population screening for COVID-19. On Monday, a mobile unit was installed in the fairgrounds of Parque de la Paloma to take samples to 1,000 randomly chosen inhabitants who were invited to go voluntarily via message. Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and security councilman Javier Marín visited the area on Monday to check the development of the screening. We wanted to check in situ how the massive screening that is being carried out today in Benalmádena is going. From the City Council, we have provided logistical means and the location, and it has been the Health Department of Junta de Andalucía which has made this system available for Benalmádena's residents to obtain a sample of the virus incidence in the locality, detecting possible cases of asymptomatic. In morning and evening shifts, residents of the municipality approached to collaborate with one of the measures implemented to know the scope of the spread of contagion. The people selected were asked to cooperate fully so that the sample collected was as representative and reliable as possible. In recent screenings in other populations, only 50% of those summoned participated, and it was intended that in Benalmádena the percentage could be more significant.
como ellos mismos reconocen, va a ser difícil que las 1000 personas.
Health professionals have told us, due to the previous experience of other localities in which they have carried out these screens, around 60% of the Summon population participates. It is difficult for some people to attend today to participate in this screening, among other reasons for fear of the virus at a time when the pandemic maintains a very high incidence in the province. I want to highlight the invaluable help of Benalmádena's civil protection volunteers who have organized the participants to guarantee social distance and the rest of the health security measures. Navas stressed that although people have been attending throughout the day, it is not expected to cover 100% of the call.
And these are today's headlines. New call for the SMEs and residential rental aid. Navas visit the intervention at the Anicas Torres Center. The 222-kilometer works enter its final phase. Emabesa improves its water network. Mass screening on Benalmádena. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with cloudy or covered skies with precipitation, more likely and intense in the interior. Snow level at 1400 and 1600 meters. Minimum temperatures unchanged and maximum temperatures decreasing. Winds from the west or southwest, occasionally strong on the coast and high areas. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.